The next important chapter that we all have to remember is actually with respect to temperate grasslands. I told you about 23.5 to 66.5 we call temperate region, and in this grasslands are very, very important, where we talk about the development of the agricultural pattern present in these grasslands. They take two examples. One is in United States and Canada, where we call it as prairies. The second one is veldts, which is present in South Africa. In the previous chapter, I actually helped you to remember that, right? So the box that you saw, New Zealand Canterbury, which we added. Now we need to understand some basic facts required in this chapter as well. About prairies, the most important thing that we all need to understand is about the word meadow. Can you see grassland, how it is present? Usually it is treeless. But when you go to tropical grasslands, it is different. Temperate grasslands is completely different. It is also called as sea of grass. But what is more important is, it is in between the Rocky Mountains and Great Lakes in the east. And it is present in between Canada and United States. The areas in the United States are usually drained by tributaries of Mississippi River, and in Canada it is by Saskatchewan River. I'll show you these. You have Rocky Mountains present in this region and Great Lakes are present in this region. So the Great Lakes are Huron, Erie, Ontario. You have Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, Ontario. These 5 lakes are called as Great Lakes, and you have Rocky Mountains present on the other side, right? Between these you have prairies. Can you see? And here you have Saskatchewan River in Canada and Mississippi is present here. So it's very, very important for us to remember the location. And the temperature in summers, it is usually 20 degrees Celsius, and winters, can you see, minus 20 degrees Celsius. So one of the most important fact that you need to remember is, being located in the heart of the continent, the climate is of continental type with extreme temperatures. The meaning of this is, let us take Delhi. Delhi is far from the ocean. Because of this, we usually observe that in summer, temperature will go up to 30-35 degrees. In winter, it may go to minus 5. Extreme temperatures. But near the ocean, because of the influence of land and sea, usually the temperature will be moderate. If you take Kerala or Chennai, the temperature will be same throughout the year. But where it is farther away from the ocean, usually we call it to be continental type, right? Where in summer it is 20 degrees Celsius, in winter it is minus 20 degrees Celsius. This is what we need to understand. In winter, as the temperature falls below minus 20 degrees Celsius, usually this region is covered by ice. At that time, some winds which are moving over the Pacific Ocean, they actually hit the Rocky Mountains and they rise above. As you are aware, when wind rises above, it cools. But it crosses the Rocky Mountains. Once it crosses, it comes down. I have already told you, if air moves below in the troposphere, temperature increases, because with increasing height, temperature decreases. That is, if I am moving above, temperature decreases. If I am moving below, temperature increases. Wind, whichever is moving below the Rocky Mountains, it will be warm, and they blow over the prairies. And when they blow over the prairies, usually this wind eats the snow. It is called as snow eater. And the wind is actually called as Chinook or snow eater. It is a local wind present where? Near prairies. And if you look at the temperature, the Chinook's temperature is hardly 0 degree or 1 degree Celsius. It is also cool. But when compared to minus 20 degrees Celsius, it is warmer. This is what we usually observe with respect to prairies. And what is the economy? This is very good for wheat and maize production. Usually large areas are usually grown with wheat. These are wheat granaries of the world. And the people who actually look after these are cowboys. In movies you might have usually observed, they actually are present in this region. And here you usually see aircrafts and others being used to pump in the fertilizers, and also dogs are usually used for ranching and other purpose. All this type is usually seen in this area. Here, density of population is less, and per person, the area that is available for cultivation is usually more. In India, the opposite usually happens. As you have grasses, dairy farming and industry is also grown, and large mineral deposits, particularly coal and iron ore, are present in this region. So because of this, we usually see some of the most important cities present in this region. Do you know in every chapter is very, very important? Please go through this carefully. Next, we are actually talking about the velds in South Africa, right? So here, it is actually bound by Drakensberg Mountains on the east and Kalahari Desert on the west. Can you see this? You have Orange River, Limpopo River. Please locate these in your atlas. It's very, very important for you to look at it, right? And then when we talk about climate, see, Canada and United States, continentality was more. But here, can you see it is closer to the sea? Because of this, the extremes are low. You can see temperature varies between 5 degree to 10 degrees Celsius. In summers, it may be bit more, but usually it is in between 5 degree to 10 degree. Why? Because it is closer to the sea coast. Flora and fauna or vegetation is very sparse in this region, and high velds, acacia and marula are seen to be growing. Not very important, but just see once. The most important thing in velds is about the wool industry. In prairies, dairy industry is good, but here wool industry is good. Merino sheep is a popular species and their wool is very warm. So it's very important for you to look at it. Again, yes, here also you will see dairy farming, and gold and diamond mining are usually seen in this region. Again, iron and steel is also present, right? So after seeing this, let's quickly move to last chapter of this book. That is actually with respect to deserts. We have two types of deserts, hot desert and also cold desert.